Alright, so I'm skipping the intro and the outro to this video because it's a little bit more extra serious. Extra quadruply sternness of the severity of seriousness. This is no laughing matter, unfortunately. But Bill Cosby. Oh my god, I haven't talked about this dude in a long time. So what, 2014, 15, 16? It was during the hashtag Me Too movement shit that went popped off, so probably 2016 and 2017. During the Gamergate shit at that time. Or was the Me Too moment? It was one of those two cultural moments in the United States that was happening real bad hardcore this time. At that time. Hopefully I don't get a copyright claim for this. I might. Playing some Halls and Notes music in the background because very sad shit. Extremely super sad, but she'll be alright. This girl's probably almost a billionaire at this point, but Imani Ains, before we get into that, Pokemon, better known as that. I know the last time I talked about 2 months ago, wasn't good news. It was very bad news. That she was pretty much scamming the shit out of people doing this Costco thing, whatever, putting her brand ripoff of a Costco's like Sam's Club version of miniaturized Oreos and making it like almost $30 instead of like $15 in this freaking economy, bro? No way. No freaking way. This comes from Virginia Glaze. I'm gonna do this one in a separate video though, and it has some stuff to do with Asmongold too. Ironically enough, Asmongold's I think mixed up into this. And this one comes from Gina Martinez. You know how much I dread, absolutely fucking goddamn dread, freaking always like having to listen to mainstream news. I didn't have a choice. Had to bend the knee this time. It's from typical ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and all these other mainstream garbage, lying, bullshit news media. Even though they say, oh, it's the real resource. It's fact checked. It's this and that. Most of 99% of this news is all lies and bullshit and deception. It's in my personal opinion. To a lot of the American people. I know it's a fucking election year too. I'm trying to get on all the political spiel and all that. It's the hardest of the hardest time for me to avoid that shit. I'm a 35-year-old fucking man. I just turned 35 last week, which is wild. Anyway, this comes from Gina Martinez from February 1st, 2024. I'm only going to read bits and pieces. It's a very long, lengthy-ass fucking article. Hopefully I don't get a freaking copyright claim. But anyways, it says disgraced comedian Bill Cosby is accused of drugging and, of course, unfortunately, assaulting a teenager in 1986. Oh, wow, 3 years before I was even existing in this world, born in this world. Let's continue forward. A new civil lawsuit filed on Tuesday in the United States District Court. Huge district courts. Now, this is a legit thing. This is district attorneys and all this shit offices and all that, and DA and all that. They aren't fucking around. Oh, and ironically enough, it's not just in Nevada, it's in this shithole here. In my freaking place. In Vegas, Las Vegas. And this happened 3 years before I even existed, so I wasn't even living nowhere. This is even before I was living in freaking Harlem, New York. So, let's continue on. In a new lawsuit, this was from yesterday, by the time you guys see it Saturday, 2 days ago. Civil lawsuit that filed this Thursday in the U.S. District Court in Las Vegas. I already read that. This is the latest lawsuit against the former Cosby Show star, a.k.a. America's Dad. Sadly, that's not the case anymore. Her EX assault, accused of raping and, of course, harassment for more than 60 plus women. He's denying all allegations. Cosby, 86, was one of the first major celebrities convicted of the EX, unfortunately, raping assault of the hashtag MeToo era movement that spent nearly 3 years at a state prison near Philadelphia before a higher court through his conviction, releasing him into 2021, shocking prosecutors and accusers. According to the lawsuit, Cosby befriended Shalina, hopefully I'm saying it right, Chenlin Lashan or Lashaw, when she was 15 after Cosby saw a picture of her on her stepmother's desktop after he offered to help with her modeling career. Lasha, however you say that name. That's probably African American black chick name. That sounds very black in my opinion. I swear I'm not trying to sound like a bigot or racist. Just saying. Was one of the 5 accusers testified Cosby's raping assault trial in 2018. Yeah, so it was around that time. That's when he went completely blind one of his eyes too, man. They made a frick ton of memes. As somebody that was there in my late 20s at that time when all this shit was going on before I hit my 30s back then. That was a shit show of a festival, bro. And it sucks. Even though I wasn't an 80s kid, but I was a 90s kid. I watched all those freaking old school movies at that time. He was a Godfather king. Absolute god tier level of a king of an actor, man. Funny ass mother effer, man. Very wise beyond his years. Extremely super intellectual, powerful man. As big as up there like Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, all the other African American black actors that were out there at that time. So when I saw him fall from grace like that in 2018, and he pretty much bit the bullet and shot himself in the foot with all those allegations, all the money and power this dude had, almost what happened to Jerry Seinfeld, but he got it worse. It was I shed a few tears. I'm not gonna lie, I did. Well, let's continue forward. I'm not trying to get parasocial with him, but let's go on. When Cosby was in his family home in North Las Vegas, he would hand out Jello pudding pots to kids in the neighborhood. The suits claims at that time when Lasha was 17 years old, Cosby asked her to go to a suite in the Las Vegas Hilton, where Lasha worked at a bell desk and then a professional photographer take headshots according to the suit. This is a time before even internet was a thing. If it was only the old school stereotype geeks and nerds that were using that at that time, in the 80s. This is 86, 87, that's a while back. Older than me. To have a professional photographer take headshots according to the suit. Photographer, then Lasha, then took Cosby, asked her to wet her hair and put on a robe, says, oh, this, not, yada, yada, yada. Alright, I'm not getting into any of that stuff. That stuff gets the way evil or shit. Yeah, that's really, really bad effed up story. I don't even know if I want to cover this at all, period. The other half of it. Alright. Oh, okay. And it got a little bit more crazy. Because after she got home, Lasha told her and a friend what had happened according to the lawsuit. She also noticed bloodstains in her underwear, and the suit says Cosby called the plaintiff on the phone. In a couple of days, trigger warnings if any of you guys can handle this shit. Let's move on. A couple of days later, and asked the plaintiff how she was doing. She said she was not doing well, and while she was crying, Cosby then said, people that talk too much can be quieted, according to the lawsuit. Oh, okay. So that's on her story. I don't know. This is the thing. You can't believe all women, but with that shit, that money and power, that full kill Cosby out, sadly, I don't know the dude IRL, period. I'm going to get to my thoughts, views, opinions, and speculations at the end. This shit's real old news, but it was an update news here, so it's pretty wild. Also goes on to say, yada yada. None said people that talk too much. People that talk too much can be quieted. That's insane, bro. Wow. So he's trying to shut up this freaking girl that he possibly raped. Who knows? Soon after that, Lasha was blackballed from the entertainment industry. Yes, he definitely was. Sue claimed. Traumatic incident ended up affecting the rest of Lasha's life, and the lawsuit said. It says, quote, she had ended up having a downward spiral in her life and suffered many long-term problems, including drug addictions and other pathologies. According to the lawsuit, the gaping assault, had a lifelong negative impacts on the plaintiff's life, as it set her down to a delirious or deleterious path. This is some lawyer district attorney talk, so I have no idea what that means. I'm going to go Google that later, or Brave DuckDuckGo it. Let's go forward. Path and has tormented her ever since then. She still breaks down crying about it to this day, and will likely do so for the rest of her life, or at least that's until she gets some justice and a closure with Mr. Bill Cosby facing accountability for his wrongfulness actions against her, unquote. Andrew Wyatt, Mr. Bill Cosby's publicist, said in a statement on Thursday that the comedian had no comment and was calling the lawsuit against him 100% ridiculous and ludicrous. Oh, that's what his lawyer district attorney's telling him, the one that's making Bill Cosby an innocent looking dude. Man, that old shriveled out old Behito, man, I'm not surprised if he did do it or not. Wouldn't be surprising. I have no idea. I'm not connected to this dude at all. Like, thank God I'm not. That would fucking suck if this was a family member of mine that did that shit. That would be fucking evil. Less of mine. It says, quote, during a 2018 trial cross-examination, Miss Lasha, I think, stated under oath, quote, Dr. Huxtable raped and drugged me. However, the Cosby Show had not come to fruition, he said. Media should have vetted these women extensively. Last year, 9 other women. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Filed a lawsuit against Cosby in Nevada. Each woman were accused in a comedian of raping, battery, assault, and abuse between 1979 and 1992 in some Las Vegas hotels. The women claimed that Cosby, quote, drugged or attempted to drug each other of them out. In 2022, the LA, aka Los Angeles jury awarded $500,000, $500,000. Congrats to them, they got it. To a woman who said that Cosby raped, abused her at the Playboy Mansion when she was just 16. God dang, bro. That's evil if that was true or not. In 1975, Lasher was alleging rape, abuse, and rape exploitation of a kid, battery assault, infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment. Is seeking compensation and punitive damages according to the lawsuit, of course. Not surprised. Other than that, man, it gets into some real deep, dark, sinister shit, man. Real evil stuff that a human being could do to another fucking human being. Another Homo sapien could do to another fucking Homo sapien. That's what that dude Jeff Goldblum used to say in that show, World According to Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, thoughts, use spinning speculations, honestly. Where do I even begin? Like, where do I even start or begin, period? Because holy freaking hell. Dude, Brewski Bronson, my guy. This guy from way back in the day. People older than me. Over like 45, 50 years old. They used to worship this dude in ground feet. And since I used to live out in a really bad ghetto, Section 8 projects of Harlem, New York City, a lot of black African American dudes, some of them. There's a lot of maybe the elderly senior citizen, Viejito Moreno dudes. They thought this man was an outstanding freaking best representation of America's purest, couldn't hurt a fly. Absolutely amazing, wonderful, sweet old man that would never hurt anybody his entire life. But behind closed doors, unfortunately, I was allegedly, the allegations were going on. I gotta say allegedly, because I don't want to catch no fucking lawsuit either. I protect myself here. But my God, holy shit, dude. This guy had so much heat that destroyed his whole entire career. That's why he can't be on TV shows or commercials anymore. He's definitely not going to be in no Super Bowl ads at all, period. I mean, the dude's almost 87 years old, plus he's blind in one eye, too. There's that as well. You got to put that into consideration, along with the fact that not only did he possibly rape and hurt and assault all these younger underage girls at that time that wanted a chance and a spot to be famous at that time in the late 70s and 80s, especially the 90s, too, when this man was super, his peak career was definitely big time in the 90s. He did like the Fat Albert series. He did the other one with the movie with Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell and all that. He did the Little Bill one. I remember growing up with Little Bill. If any of you guys are older like me in my 30s or early 40s, you grew up with Nick Jr. at that time and you were a 90s kid like me, you remember watching Little Bill or Fat Albert at that time. Holy shit. His shit was on top of his fucking game, dude. And I remember that shit crushed the fuck out of my soul. When I found out he was getting a whole bunch of charges and unfortunately hurting underage minors, little girls and shit like that. That shit was fucking evil. That's a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like it. A billion, quadrillion % disapprove and disagree to the max. If he did do that shit and he hurt and he probably impregnated some of these chicks, he might have been a baby daddy to some of these underage girls. It's even more disgusting and makes me want to vomit in my mouth sort of thing. That's all I got to say for now. I'm out of here. Peace out. My SoundCloud. Thanks for my see you on the site. Stay search costs. Stay tuned for more future content channel. Video gaming industries, and monsters, for drama news, video game console news, all the other futuristic news, drama news, all the social media drama, platform drama news, and that's it. Take it easy. Goodbye. Later.